Hi everyone, and welcome to Mind Mastery, where we explore the laws of the universe and see how they can help us in our daily life. So usually I always read out of books that are older, from the last century. And I guess that's a personal thing because it proves to me that when I was talking about them when I was in my early 20s, that they were there. I just didn't know anything about it on an academical level, or I never read books of authors that were writing about the laws of the universe. So for me, it was just a knowing that came from inside of me. And so when I was in my early 20s, and I write about it in my book, where I have a chapter in The Ancestors Within, how it affected me throughout my life, almost until like a couple of years ago, that my family wanted to put me in an institution because they thought I was crazy because I was doing things, or I said things that were very disturbing to them. One of them was, for example, I didn't want to watch TV. I didn't want to have TV in my house. And that was very uncomfortable for the people around me because I didn't want to watch TV, because I knew that watching all that negativity would influence my life and it would make my life much harder, and it wasn't necessary. I didn't need that drama. And I had no way of explaining how that affected the people around me. And I was very upset that they couldn't hear me. So for me, those authors from the 1900s, they are very important because they show me that I wasn't crazy and what I knew was the truth. So today I would like to read out of, or I want to show you guys The Greatest Secret from Ronda Byrne. So Ronda was the producer of The Secret, and she was inspired by a book that we're reading in our book club, The Science of Getting Rich. And so that was for her the beginning of her amazing journey. And so in 2020, I think, she published The Greatest Secret. And she goes further on what is the secret. And so the secret is that we are creating our own reality with our thoughts. So whatever we are thinking today is creating our future tomorrow. So because people are asking me, well, I'm not creating this hardship. Why would I? That's just not, I would never do that. And in a way, we wouldn't. We would not make the conscious decision to do so. But if we are not creating deliberately, like consciously, then we are creating by default. And so there is a lot of chatter going on in our head. We have about like 70,000 thoughts. Those thoughts create your reality. Can you imagine that the thoughts of today are the same thoughts as we had yesterday, and they're programmed. They are just programmed. So whenever we don't do the effort to create consciously, it's our programs that are just training us. So for me, not wanting to see any negativity is part of that. So would love to read like a couple of words. And it says here, don't believe the troublemaker. There's nothing wrong with the mind. The trouble only begins when we believe its negative thoughts. When you feel worried, it's because you are believing worried thoughts. When you feel doubt, it's because you are believing doubtful thoughts. When you feel anxious, upset, disheartened, scared, disappointed, irritated, impatient, revengeful, depressed, hateful, or any negative emotion, it's because you are believing your thoughts. And while you hold on to those emotions by continuing to believe your thoughts, your mind will give you even more of the same. A depressed feeling will produce more depressing thoughts, giving you a depressing perspective of people, circumstances, and events, which makes you feel even more depressed. And around it goes. And that is exactly what the secret is. Because if you understand that your thoughts are creating your reality, that gives you two ways. First of all, it is a blessing because now you know that you yourself can create your reality. On the other hand, it's a curse because if you don't like the reality you're in today, you can't blame anybody else. You did it. And I know that it sounds really harsh, and that was also one of the reasons that my family and my friends had a hard time with me when I was in my early 20s. And then for a long time I didn't talk about it that much. I knew the truth in my heart, but it was hard for me to, if you're not surrounded by people, by like-minded people, it's very, very tough. So it goes on to say, when we believe the mind's negative thoughts, we get pulled into a mind-made movie. And then we're guaranteed to experience more stress and suffering. And so then there is a quote from Lester Levinson, and I would love to have I'm going to feature one of his books also. Happiness is Free. And so I'm going to read what he says about this. You are responsible for everything that you feel. They are your feelings. They are your thoughts. You turn them on, you think them, and no one else but you does. And you act as though you have no control. You turn a faucet that flows on your head and you say, oh, something is getting me all wet. It's you who's turning on the faucet and getting yourself wet. So your direction should be taking full responsibility for what's happening to you. Then you'll see by looking in the direction of I am doing this, that you are. Then when you see that you're torturing yourself, you'll say, oh my gosh, how stupid can I be? And you'll stop. Instead of torturing yourself, you'll make yourself happy. And that is something that I experienced yesterday. I was laughing all day because I could see a trait that I have that is really torturing me. And probably as long as I remember, I can't even remember moments when I was a child that I had those thoughts. And I can't even stop laughing when I talk about it because it is so stupid. As Lester said, it's stupid to torture yourself. Why are we doing this? And all of a sudden I saw it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing this to myself. And I'm gonna stop this right here, right now. So this was only half of a page out of this wonderful, unbelievable book. This is a journey. I know some people read it and they say, oh my God, so boring. I know. No. Read deeper. Read between the lines. This is the greatest secret. I promise you, when you are going to dig into this book, your life is going to change. It cannot be the same when you read it, when you really read it. So have fun with it. Post below the video what you think about it. If there is any book that you would like me to feature, your book, it doesn't matter. I love talking about books, reading about books, giving you my experience with books. So please, if you have a book that you would love me to read out, or if you have comments or anything, please comment below. And if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel, because I'm only here to inspire you. Have a wonderful day.